Yeah, this is one right here.
Hey, jamming with Jammin' Outdoors here. Want to talk a little bit about today and what we did. It's March 1st, 2016, and we went to the Angelina River south of San Rayburn Dam. A lot of people ask me, where's this at? Where's this located? How do you get to it? Ramps and such. You've got Highway 63 coming out of Jasper. You've also got the Bevelsport ramp on 2799 coming out of Jasper. Both are pretty good ramps. You get a little bit more traffic at the 63 ramp than you do at the Bevelsport, so I decided to go with the Bevelsport ramp today. It's a pretty quiet ramp. You've got enough room to turn your boat around. You have a small dock there. It's not nothing too special. Ramp's only made for one vehicle. And as you can see, I messed up there. Had to pull forward a little bit, about to run over the dock. Anyways, we got it backed in, and here we are trying to start the motor right up and turn our GPS system on. It's a cold motor. Takes a few times to get it to warm up, but it eventually starts. We were out there today. It was about, I don't know, mid 60s and overcast, a lot of overcast, probably one of the muggiest overcast days I've been on. Water temperature was about 60 degrees. Clarity was pretty good, 2 to 3 feet. And we're moving to our spot there, heading north on the river. Here we are at our first spot. It's a creek channel coming out of the river there. In a minute, you'll see where it comes out. But just so happens I was throwing a chartreuse spinnerbait just to try and get a search bait there, and this fish that I caught just about nearly ripped the rod out of my hands. I wasn't really paying much attention. He wouldn't come to the top, so I realized that it wasn't a bass. He didn't really fight much. He just kind of dove down, and then whenever I got him in the boat, it was a striper. So, wasn't a bad fish. I've caught stripers and hybrids and whites there before. So, started paying attention, looking around, and saw some blow-ups on the top of the water where there were some stripers that were hitting. Decided to throw a spitting image. That didn't work out too well. Didn't catch anything, but you can see on the other side across there's a sandbar that also will hold fish sometimes. So I decided to go across there and ended up catching a small Kentucky bass on a red crawfish colored, about a 10-foot diver. Wasn't very big, but was getting some success today. As you can see, the Kentucky bass, it's a little different than the regular largemouths. They mouth is smaller, and they lateral stripes a little different, and they also have that small patchy tooth on their tongue. And then I moved to another location. This was another small creek coming out off on the river. This one I caught it on a Carolina rig. I had about a 3/4 ounce bullet weight, and had a Bass Candy Fluke, their version of the Fluke. It was watermelon red magic, but he wasn't very big. That's a regular largemouth, and you could see where the creek channel there is. I moved to another location, another creek channel. Ended up catching this one off of a base of a tree that was coming out of the mouth of that creek channel. Just dragging that Carolina rig along the bottom there and just slow moving it, and he hit it pretty good. He swallowed the hook. He wasn't fighting really good, but he kind of felt like I foul hooked him a little bit. But once I got him in the boat, I realized that he had swallowed the hook. He's the bigger largemouth of the day. Pretty green stripe he had on him, and he had some blood coming out of him. I think I saved him. I didn't see him come back up, so I'm still pretty good at not killing fish with these hooks. Didn't didn't even realize he was on there until he moved. So he had it for a pretty good while. Once again, that was that Carolina rig, 3/4 ounce with a glass bead and that Bass Candy version of their fluke in that watermelon red magic color. Wash him off a little bit so I can get a picture of him. But he was pretty fish. This one I caught off of this wasn't even at a creek channel. This was just me fishing a couple of stumps with that same crankbait, and it was another Kentucky bass. It's around the same size. They generally don't get very big in the river. I've caught one that's been 1.5 to 2 pounds before, but you're generally going to get these real small Kentucky bass. And here's the pictures. That's the picture of the striper. Not a bad one. And a few other pictures that I took off the sandbars there. Another one off that creek channel. And then there was the largemouth. And then one more Kentucky. But like I said, it's Jamming with Jammin' Outdoors. And thanks for watching.
The backseat driver.